It's been 10 years since Nash Edgerton directed his first film, The Square, a tasty neo-noir set in Sydney. His new feature, Gringo, is also a thriller, but a thriller seemingly made under the influence of Quentin Tarantino in his Elmore Leonard mode, think Jackie Brown. There's nothing wrong with that, and despite mostly negative reviews from overseas, Gringo succeeds in delivering a tasty combination of suspense, rather offbeat comedy, and violence. It starts off in wintry Chicago, where Richard Rusk, Joel Edgerton, and his mistress Elaine Markinson, Charlize Theron, the founders and directors of a pharmaceutical company, are interrupted in the middle of some shifty sexual activity by a phone call from their employee Harold, David Oyelowo, who is in Mexico and who claims to have been kidnapped. He begs Richard to pay the ransom. After this intriguing curtain raiser, the film, scripted by Anthony Tambakis and Matthew Stone, shifts into flashback mode. 2 days earlier, Richard, who's secretly having an affair with Bonnie, Tandy Newton, Harold's wife, and Elaine, accompanied Harold to Mexico, where they plan to extricate their company from an illegal association with drug cartel boss Villegas, Carlos Corona, also known as the Black Panther, so that they'll be in a position to cash in on the new, potentially very lucrative legal marijuana market. Hapless Harold isn't aware that his unscrupulous and manipulative bosses are deliberately putting him in harm's way. But when he finally twigs what's happening, he stages his own kidnapping. And that's only the beginning of an entertainingly convoluted affair. Harold, who left his native Nigeria hoping to share in the American dream, is a classic fall guy. But we can be sure in this kind of film that he'll triumph over the formidable bad guys, both American and Mexican, who are arraigned against him. Oyelowo's portrait of a weak man who finds his inner strength in a time of extreme crisis is nothing if not endearing. Also involved in Harold's story are Sunny, Amanda Seyfried, a rather gormless girl whose boyfriend Miles, Harry Treadaway, has brought her to Mexico, where he's involved in a foolhardy plan to rip off some big guys in the drug trade. Plus there's Mitch, Sharlto Copley, Richard's brother, a former mercenary turned humanitarian worker, who's ready and eager to resume his former occupation at his brother's behest and sort out the increasingly complex Mexican situation.
But I thought you liked me.
I do like you.
No, but you said you liked my whole underdog thing.
I love your underdog
So,
thing.
Mitch, please.
Look, I made a deal with Richard that if I sacrifice you, I can help
You want to sacrifice
thousands,
You
if
want to
not
sacrifice-
hundreds of thousands of underdogs. You understand? Harold.
Nash Edgerton directs this entertaining melange at a brisk pace, shifting from black comedy to sudden violence with precision. His brother Joel and Charlize Theron seem to be relishing their roles as really horrible corporate villains, and though it could be argued that the Mexican characters, who are depicted as being either stupid or brutal or both, suffer from racial stereotyping, the American characters don't come out of this very well either, being greedy, deceptive, and ruthless. Gringo delivers the goods to an audience that enjoys this combination of suspense thriller and offbeat comedy. You never know quite what's going to happen next, and it's fun finding out. I'm giving it 3.5 stars.